Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the aquarium gallery. My apologies for a late video. Today, you see, I had full intentions on creating a video. I filmed it. I didn't realize it was like 5 o'clock here. I still had a couple hours of editing to do, but I spent all day getting shots of the fish eating, and it was a really good video. Then I thought, why don't I just go live and we'll do it live on video. Thanks for those that were waiting for me. I've never gone live on a Sunday, so this will be interesting. This video could potentially cut out at any time as well, simply because I'm using my phone. No worries though, I've got the proper software and camera and microphone system that eventually we're gonna have some higher quality live streams. It's just not gonna be as portable as this, which is what I really enjoy. Today I wanna talk about the saltwater aquarium. Number of things I wanna talk about. Just want to make sure we're live over here. Just a second. Unfortunately, all the lights in the aquarium gallery are off, but I turned the salt water back on. See, the lights only come on until about 5 o'clock out here. This is different. We'll talk about that. A few others are different. We'll look at Frank too, don't worry. Okay, let's talk about the shark eggs first. Well, yeah, I can talk about shark eggs first. So they're now over here, still on those little clips. Rico's Reef is in the tank. Rico's Reef tank. That's my man. He's usually live. I'm usually over there. Check him out. The shark eggs are now in these mesh filter bags, as you can see. I did this for two reasons. One, still clearly visible. Two, they're protected. Now, when I originally added them to the veggie clips, that is a common practice to kind of clip them up like that. They're not clipping onto the yolk sac or the egg sac hard enough to damage them. However, I started getting concerned with, like, if I have them up like this too long, I want to give them the most amount of room by laying them horizontal. However, you also want to keep them like this so they have enough flow around them. Now, for freshwater hobbyists, we know that using egg tumblers for, say, African cichlids allows the eggs to be lightly tumbled in those tumblers, simulating what it would be like in the mother's mouth when they're a mouth brooder. She does this and tumbles them so algae doesn't get attached, so that no fungus, so that the eggs stay nice and healthy. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do and simulate over here. Let's take a look at some other fish. There's a ton of things I want to talk about. Lionfish is doing fantastic. Let's keep in mind one thing. Oh boy, I gotta contain myself. It always cracks me up. So when I first added these fish to the aquarium, everything was done the same night within a 30-minute window. Got the fish, got the eggs, everything was the same day, except it was two separate videos. If you notice, my clothes are the same, all filmed in the same day. So I didn't have time to do any adjustments or anything like that. And over the course of like 5 days when those two videos came out, it looks like nothing had changed. Flow has been adjusted to better suit the lionfish. The tank is now more clear. Of course, before I added the fish, I added some more bacteria, so it was a little bit cloudy. We only have one light on right now, which is shining down this way. The light's supposed to be off, so I don't want to freak the fish out too much. Okay, when this video goes live on my channel, I want you guys to suggest some names for the snowflake eel. Who is eating, by the way? Look at him yawning. I just fed him earlier in the video that I filmed. Perhaps we'll use that footage in a future video. We need to talk about something first about these eggs. They're not what we think they are, or what I said they were. So, on a Monday, I got a text message from my local fish store. 1 fish, 2 fish in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. By the way, I'm in Truro, Nova Scotia. It's not local. It's about 45 minutes from me, but it's my closest. Happens to be the best. Tells me, look, I can get your fish, but if you want to get in on this order, there is no porcupine puffers coming. Remember, I wanted a lionfish porcupine puffer as well as a lionfish. He's like, I can get you an awesome lionfish and a snowflake. Porcupine puffer is a no-go, but I can get you some bamboo shark eggs. They're listed here. What do you think? I was like, yeah, this is an awesome opportunity. That would be entirely interesting. This has got to go. 2 days later, the fish arrive. I go and pick them up, and what you've seen in the past 2 videos was all the same day. So on that list, there were bamboo sharks, gets them to the store. They're unboxing all their fish, adding them to their tanks. This one's put into a net inside the aquarium we showed you. They have no other reason not to believe it's a bamboo shark. I run in, I'm filming, paying attention to filming, audio, what I'm saying, trying to maintain the pace of the video. Grab them, bring them home. This was a very hectic night. All of that was filmed at like 11 or 12 at night. I didn't get finished till like 1 in the morning, something like that. But the entire time I'm looking at these eggs. And I'm thinking, this isn't like a bamboo shark egg that I've seen before. Let me see if I can get a good look at it. You see those prongs on the end? Bamboo sharks don't have those. They're more rounded. In fact, this is an elongated pouch, and it doesn't look like bamboo shark pouch at all. But I had no reason to believe it wasn't. Of course, after the video's filming, I started taking a closer look. I was like, oh man, both those videos are already filmed. I'm gonna have to correct this. You see, sharks aren't, not all sharks lay eggs. Some skates do it, which kind of look like a long stingray. We catch them locally, trying to catch bass, and we get skates at night, which scream if you take them out of the water. I'm not huge on fishing, but maybe someday I can show you that. It's really cool. And then, of course, some stingrays lay eggs. All of their shark pouches look different. Some are just very minor changes, others are more dramatic. While other sharks, skates, and rays, all elasmo branches, by the way, give birth to fully formed young. Pretty interesting stuff. However, these are simply not bamboo sharks. What are they? They're coral cat sharks. Ugh. It sucks to misidentify them so quickly like that, but it was a hectic night, etc., etc. I gave you the backstory. Bamboo sharks get to about 3 feet, coral cat sharks 2 feet. Coral cat sharks are a far more prettier fish, so I'm kind of benefiting from this, and it was really interesting to know this, and I feel like I lucked out. One concern with the video, though, was like a lot of people were saying, those tanks are way too small. Let's remind those people. These are 120-gallon aquariums, and when I'm filming with my regular camera, I'm using a wide-angle lens. It makes things seem further than they appear, but it's because I vlog a lot. And when I'm doing this is how far the camera is, like a foot away. It looks like I'm way further. It's a wide-angle lens, and it distorts everything behind me is what it's kind of doing, making things look smaller than they appear. But we kind of back up, give these a great big hug, and we can see that these are clearly 120-gallon tanks, 4x2x2, which in the long run is fine for a lionfish, and it's fine for a snowflake eel. That fish has way more to him than just a head, which, by the way, some people said there's nowheres for the snowflake eel to hide. I started thinking, well, this must be the first video these guys seen, because all of these rock structures here, these are all like donuts. They're all hollow. Clearly, the snowflake eel has somewhere to go. He climbs in there and he wraps himself up. This structure, that structure, and this structure are all identical. Of course, over time, I can accommodate and change things because they're not actually cemented together, but the lionfish is certainly enjoying himself out and about. Maybe the flow is still a little bit much, but it's only been a few days. We're going to experiment with it and change things over time. Back to the story, though. So, some people thought those tanks aren't big enough for those fish. Individually, sure. If I only had the lionfish and we only had the snowflake eel and we only had the sharks, like individually, not all together, plenty big. The sharks are a carpet shark. They're not an open water swimmer. They don't need a round tank. I've seen that a lot of times where people were commenting that they need a circular tank. Those are for open water predators. Of course, that's a lot better so they don't bump their noses, which has a lot of sensories and damages them. But with carpet sharks and these type, rectangular and basic tanks are just fine. Now, when we say it's a 2-foot-long shark, like, oh man, that's just irresponsible to get such big fish. Let's remind you, these guys are going to get to 2.5 feet long, probably weigh, I don't know, 5-7 pounds a piece. Then the rays, which we'll get a better angle over here, black diamonds, the males get to about 24 inches wide, side to side, 3 feet long. The pearl, 36 inches wide, probably 4 or 5 feet long. I've seen adults in person. They get absolutely monstrous. The little baby pearl is usually under the roots. However, on the topic of the 2000, plants are finally here that I want. We'll be planting the 2000 shortly, meaning I've got to drain it and get in it. Not looking forward to that, but I think it's going to be pretty awesome. Back to the sizing of fish. Those are big fish. This guy, who we will name Stein, he's a bichir, he's 8 inches long. Frank is also 8 inches long. Do we see any difference whatsoever in these two fish? They're the same length, they should have the same requirements. Not really. Switch angles. So you get the point, you get the idea of what I'm getting at. Mind you, if we really take a look back, we don't need the camera here, if we really take a look back at, like, say, Joey, you shouldn't be having these tanks, all of this is temporary. The eggs are in there for a simple reason. I didn't want to set up, I had 3 days. I didn't want to have to set up an entirely new saltwater aquarium just to float some eggs in it for 4 months. Didn't make sense to me. Of course, I'm not going to let them hatch in here. That's going to be a nice little meal for the lionfish, of course. I'm not going to do that. My intentions are never to put fish in danger in any way whatsoever. But if we kind of look back, a quick example, very quick. This is a 100-gallon tank. I built it to temporarily house the rays. Then we went on to build a 2,000-gallon aquarium, completely capable of doing so. Inside of a building that is separate from my house, dedicated to aquariums, that was not here 12 months ago. So obviously I'm willing and able to accommodate, upgrade, etc. Now I did mention that maybe we'll turn the 375 into a saltwater tank, maybe we'll turn the 2000. Neither one of those are happening, absolutely not. I was testing the waters. Why? I want to know why nobody has ever asked me what's going on behind that door. I never show it, and I never do anything back there, but I can tell you, Rachel knows what's back there right now, but that is changing dramatically. Why isn't anybody curious? So what does that mean? Well, it means that this is probably just going to be a temporary system. Okay, I got to check on super chats. I sometimes miss your super chats, and if I miss them during the live stream, I always follow up and message you privately, and thank you. Dylan Quadros, thank you for your super chat. Rico, I already got you as well. Hope I didn't miss anybody else. If I did, my apologies. Somebody said, why is the channel called King of DIY? Well, for 9 years, I did weekly do-it-yourself projects. New project every week. Those videos took 20 to 40 hours per video to make, and I did about 300 or so of those. I built projects when I needed them or when I didn't have a video on it already. To this day, I've created so many do-it-yourself projects. There's not a whole lot left to build, and I still build things if I need them. For example, a 2,000-gallon tank, 375, 100-gallon, lots of stuff out here, including the building we're in. Like I said, this wasn't here a year ago. But to be honest with you, do-it-yourself projects for me got robotical. The viewership was like, I put out a video that took me 20, 40 hours. I'd get maybe 10,000 views on it, which is a lot. But I was just no longer happy. I wasn't happy anymore at all. It was robotic. I needed to change. People evolve and change over time. I'm not the same person I was yesterday type of thing, let alone 10 years ago. So as soon as I started making videos like this, viewership exploded. I became visibly more happy, and my videos became more enjoyable to make, and I started making 3 videos a week. And able to just talk about so much more than I used to. Will do-it-yourself ever leave? Of course not. I'm clearly still doing do-it-yourself, but nobody watches my step-by-step do-it-yourself videos anymore. I've tested them. I put out a do-it-yourself filter just a few weeks ago. Viewership was horrible. And then I started hiding them within videos, like, hey, here's a bunch of stuff we're doing, but oh, look at this do-it-yourself project. We're making food. We're, building all kinds of different little things, but nobody was really interested in them. So, just changing, just evolving. Will I go back to them? Probably not. I will never go back to 1 video a week where I spend 20 to 40 hours a week making that nobody's really watching. But I will say the entire YouTube community kind of follows the trends that I send. For example, everybody used to do how-to videos. Then Joey started vlogging, mostly everybody started vlogging. Then Joey started doing videos like this, and everybody started doing it. Perhaps if I go back to the how-tos, people will follow, but I just don't know how that will go. I'm just happy doing what I'm doing. I hope you are as well, and if you enjoy what I'm doing, watch. If you don't, well, don't watch. I'm more than happy than going back to the days when nobody watched me at all. I mean, I remember in the comments in the last video, somebody said, Joey does this for views and money. I really want to touch base on that because that hurts. That hurts a lot. It hurts me when anybody thinks that I would do anything for money that could injure or hurt my animals. And for those that have been around for long enough knows that for the first like 4, 5, 6 years of my channel, I made videos every week without making a penny. My heart is and always has been in the right place. Nowadays, I'm more successful and I do make money. Sometimes it feels like it's more money than I deserve for just talking about fish. But at the same time, I'm always reinvesting and expanding and doing more as much as I can for the hobby. Let's get back to the actual fish though. No more sob stories. I just fed the fish today for the video. Well, let's see if we can get somebody to eat again. So this is just cut up shrimp. Oh, I'm not even showing you. So this is just cut up shrimp. I use some tongs like this to wiggle it around. I know the eel, I know the lionfish probably won't eat this right yet, but I'm pretty sure the eel will, even though he ate almost a full serving of almost a full shrimp to himself earlier, but we'll see. So what I like to do if I haven't fed them that day or the day before is I'll wiggle it around in here. Within a few seconds, they'll taste it in here. So maybe the flower horn or the, he showed interest. See that? So he tasted it. Uh-oh, look who's coming. He's like, bro, get out of the way. Okay, gotta watch myself. Look, he's he's nibbling at his fins. Like, is it you that tastes delicious? Look at this. Can you see that? Am I getting it? In you go. He didn't bring his whole body out. He's not that hungry. The lion's like, bro, you just ate my meal. So he ate it, went back in there. This is what the lionfish does a lot. And this is what lionfish do a lot in the wild, is they'll find a perch. They'll sit there. Look, he's still eating it in there. He's already eaten today, so I'm surprised he's eaten anything. I don't drop the food in there like that yet. This is just to control the feedings and bio levels in the aquarium itself. Yeah. Shall we take a look at the shark eggs? I've got the flashlight here, which I dropped in the water earlier, so it's not as bright as it was. I need a waterproof flashlight. One-handed doing this stuff is not that easy either, but I think I could do it. Okay. Okay. This is really, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. Shoot. I don't think I'm going to be able to, because I don't want to take it out of the water anymore. The night I did was a combined maybe 30 seconds. Yeah, it's too difficult with one hand. I don't have a tripod for this. So what I'm going to do is, if you follow me on Instagram, all the videos and I've been putting updates on this, guys, moving around in the eggs and whatnot, right on Instagram. You don't have to have Instagram to go look, by the way. You see, get back here. Chip clip. That's what I could have just used, a chip clip. I got lots of those. That's good enough for now. But yeah, that's it's gonna be interesting. Sharks will hatch in maybe 3 to 4 months. It's not gonna be anytime soon. I will do a feeding video and a proper look at this tank in the future. In the meantime, I have a bunch of things we gotta catch up on. I will say that the lionfish is acclimating a lot faster than I had originally anticipated. Big fish usually take longer to get used to their surroundings, a week or two. And that brings up a point where a lot of people are like, hey, I just bought a new fish. Why isn't it eating? Why isn't it swimming out in the open? Give it time to acclimate and get used to its surroundings. That sometimes takes several days. And with bigger fish, especially if you've ever bought like a big Oscar, those guys are big babies. They'll lay on their sides for days at a time type of thing, let alone refuse to eat. Frank's not like that. Frank's like, hey bro, put me in a bucket and I'll eat whatever you give me. So, but the lionfish is acclimating nicely. He's usually out and about. However, for him to be accepting prepared foods, I'm most likely gonna have to starve him for a week or two, and we'll go from there. Who wants to see the big tank? I want to show you what some of these fish are starting to look like. Okay. So this is Hartwiggy. You get a closer look at these guys. He's one too. Argentia. Clown loaches, clown loaches, clown loaches. Hartwiggy. This is a vieja. So if you, or a vieja, it's a synspillum. So I know it's difficult to tell the difference now, it won't be eventually, but the Hartwiggy are the ones with the solid lines all the way down their sides. And then the synspillum that looks very similar right now, just have half line going by. But this here guy, look at him. See how dark he is? That's a synspillum as well. That's going to be a male dominating his, showing his dominant colors. But they're also called the Redhead Cichlid. They display a massive amount of coloration. This tank needs a water change and a cleaning, but very active fish, very active tank. I love it, especially since the vieja are going to get so much bigger. Notice where all the plants are. Yeah, they ate them. I wasn't expecting that, but they did. Flow is heavy in this tank. No, it's not. It's perfect. All the flow is at this end. Well, it's at both ends, and they're doing fine. Understanding that the crown loaches coming from Borneo are fast-moving rivers and streams anyway, so they're used to that. That's why they're so slender. See if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. I think that was it. Does anybody have any questions? Great YouTuber, keep it up, thank you. How should the flow be for discus? Well, good question. I'll have a peek. You should have flow in every aquarium. You just need to control the flow patterns. So this is the discus tank. Lights are out right now. They actually want to be fed. I didn't feed them today because I was filming. I was going to do it afterwards. But so we've got an Ecotech wave maker here. This potentially pumps thousands of gallons an hour. But I just have a nice controlled flow. Let me see. They can get blown away around it. They swim right in front of it. But ideally, you size your filtration to the size of the aquarium, with as well as taking into consideration the types of fish that you have. And then you adjust for flow rates. So you shouldn't really have anything settling on the floor of the tank. This here is from a water change. I just blasted water in and forgot to fix it. But in a discus aquarium, it should be flow or slow flows, yet not so slow that it becomes an unhealthy aquarium. My suggestion is to try different things. Even using an air stone will work just fine. The fastest flowing tank in here by far is the rainbows. These guys love fast flow. Walroo tank is a little slower. Again, the lights are out, so it's going to be difficult to see. Look at what's in the quarantine though. Massive amounts of plants. We're not going to look at them. That's for the 2000. Saltwater tanks usually need a lot of flow as well, but it's dependent on the fish you're keeping. But again, saltwater tanks consider their flow and filtration two separate entities. They address them both separately, and I do that with freshwater as well. What's the tank on your desk? Good question. That's what I've been setting this on. So, I'm building another filter, or a sump, for the saltwater system. What I'm looking to do is, well, it's too dark in there right now, but with the saltwater sump, it's doing what it can, but there's not enough baffles. I need some bubble walls so I can run the skimmer. The skimmer's not running on that tank right now, and it looks awesome as is, but I'm going to build a new sump. When it comes to smaller aquariums though, if you have spare glass or acrylic, go ahead and build them, but it's cheaper to buy them, especially like $1 per gallon. This is just a 20-gallon tall. All I want is a pre-filter here, and for biofiltration, I'll probably put some big blocks of ceramic media, then an area for the skimmer, probably on the same side, and then followed by a bubble wall, which is two panes of glass. See, bubbles tend to travel up, so if you have a bubble wall, what that means is there's two panes of glass. One goes up pretty high, so the bubbles have to travel up it, and they usually burst at the surface, but then the next wall goes all the way almost down to the surface of the tank, so the next course of action that those bubbles have to take in order to get into your main display is to go up the wall, all the way down the wall, and into the return pump, which is, nearly impossible. That's why they call them bubble walls. The bubbles don't travel downwards unless the flow is like pushing them down, but it's not going to be like that. So yeah, Gonna build a sump for that. What else am I doing out here? 2,000 got to be planted. Got to build this new sump, and I got to work on what's behind the door. That's gonna take weeks, if not months. No rush, but when it happens, it happens. Oh, am I having a good Easter? We don't celebrate Easter nearly as much as the rest of the world. Just small stuff here and there. All right. How long have we been live? Live 25 minutes. What else can we talk about? I don't like to go live for too long. I feel like I've gone live for long periods of time in the past. Always talking about the same stuff. Matt Rivers, thanks for your super chat. Frat Cal and No Fee, thank you guys for your snap or your super chat. Frat Cal asks, are the eggs fertilized? Yes, they are. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get them. I can move things around. Yeah. What am I thinking? Put you guys on this garbage can that I do the water changes with, and we'll take a closer look. Just give me a second. Spin you around. Put you right here. How's that? Okay, now I got two hands. I didn't think like, okay, my hand's way too far down. Okay, can you see that sorta, kinda? My hands are soaked now, so I don't know if I can zoom in or not. I can. Again, just give me a minute. Okay, that's about as good as we're gonna get. You see him? He's in there, so this big blob is his yolk sac, and then the shark is squiggling around in there. I'm not sure if this cell phone's gonna pick that up or not, but let me know in the comments. I can't see the comments just yet, but I can see them pretty clearly. Again, I've been posting pictures and videos on Instagram of this, so make sure you watch that if you want to see some more action shots of that. I swear these guys have gotten bigger, but it's probably just me with hopeful thinking type of deal. And there you have it. Soaked. Okay, so getting a lot of repetitive question that I answered at the beginning of the chat. So I'm not going to go over those again, but what I will do is let's quickly feed the arowana. I'm going to give them some pellets, I think. I'll find where I put them. Feed Frank. No, Frank already ate today. I need to put Frank on a diet. He's working on 8 chins now. Guys, they're starting to swarm. Am I zoomed in still? That's the problem, eh? Just a sec. There we go. Chris Sullivan, thanks for your super chat. If I ever think about going on a collecting trip, no. I'm not interested. I gotta be careful because these guys have started to jump for my hand. Let's just put one little morsel of love in there for them. Boop. All right, guys. Not being very aggressive today. I don't blame them. There was bright lights on earlier. Peed them off. Razor smelling it. I gotta clean the glass of this, but we'll do it eventually. Somebody asked when the gallery site will be up and done. So I do everything myself, websites and everything. I've been offered like, hey, let me help you. I hate answering to people. I got help on websites before and they held my website hostage. I will not be doing that again. So I'll build it when I have time, hopefully this year. And the tanks aren't even all set up anyways, but what that website will house is, like, I talked about live cameras, 24-hour cameras, not happening at all. The bandwidth and the internet usage is just too high, and too intrusive as well. However, each aquarium will just be showcased. I'll do a rundown of what's in it, how it's run, etc., etc. Just further details on each tank and maybe a custom video for each one. Something like that. Something very basic, just an additional learning experience. So if you're seeing one video for one time and don't have time to go back through 500 videos, the website will serve as a place to do that. Okay, comments are moving quite quickly, can't really pick up on them. We'll take one last look at the saltwater tank and then I gotta go. Tomorrow I think I'll start planting the 2000. I do want to get a feeding video of these guys out eventually, proper. Don't forget, when this video goes live, leave in the comments what we should name this guy here. It's over almost 3,600 of you guys watching. And only 1,200 likes. That's 1 in 3 hate me. That's how you want me to feel? I understand. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate all the super chats. For those that did get shout outs, I will be messaging you directly when I have time. And for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see the evolution of the saltwater aquarium as well as what's to come, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of them. Now, how do I end this thing? Imagine if I forgot how to end this and I just took you along for my whole day.